Everyone has that one holiday special that gives them warm and fuzzy feelings inside, whether that be Rudolph, the Grinch, a Charlie Brown Christmas, all of the other reindeer, Muppet Family Christmas, Curse of the Cat People. But neither of those are the topic of the cookie jar this year, with this little treat instead being about a singing otter and his little washtub, which once had no hole until the circumstances of familial love and a dead parent around the holidays soon changed that. Based on the 1971 children's book of the same name, Emmet Otter's Jugband Christmas is a 1977 television holiday special directed by the iconic Muppet performer, creative producer, and director Jim Henson. It was produced by the Jim Henson Company and first aired December 4th, 1977 on CBC television, with its U.S. premiere being the following year on December 17th. It would later go on to air on ABC and Nickelodeon in the 90s. Emmet Otter and his mother Alice Otter live along the river in the village of Frogtown Hollow, struggling to make ends meet through simple jobs for their neighbors and other villagers. Their deceased husband and father, Pa Otter, serves as inspiration for them to keep pushing forward through tough times, as well as their love of music. With Christmas on its way, they each want to get each other a special gift. Emmet a piano for Alice, and Alice a guitar for Emmet. When they hear of a local talent contest through their friends with a $50 cash prize reward, they both decide to enter, unbeknownst to the other, with plans to buy each other the gifts with the prize money. Emmet performs in the Frogtown Jubilee Jug Band, while Alice does a solo number. But they find themselves both faced with a hard decision when Alice needs a costume for her act, and Emmet Alice's washtub for his instrument in the band. Alice's being whether to sell Pa's old toolbox, which is important to Emmet, to get extra money to make her costume, and Emmet whether to put a hole in Alice's washtub to play it in the band. They also face tough competition courtesy of a rock-hard group comprised of the village's infamous local delinquents, called the River Bottom Nightmare Band. The special is like many hour-long holiday ones like it in terms of simplicity. It is a very straightforward, easy-to-follow story with simple, charming characters and a pleasant theme that relates to the spirit of Christmas. What makes Emmet and Alice so lovable is their love for each other, never-ending optimism even as they struggle to get through the day with what little money they have, their hard-working attitudes, and their selflessness in their determination to do something for each other, even if it means making a tough decision, with Alice hawking Pa's old toolbox and Emmet putting a hole in Alice's washtub. Both are so sweet and adorable, you just want to eat them up. Ew, no, not literally, Momo. You know I could never eat anything with fur that moves. The two of them are just so endearing, you don't want to see either of them lose, or not get the other that special gift. Making the fact that they are both entering the contest against each other a tough hardship you want to see them overcome in of itself, in addition to their own other struggles. Their charm really makes seeing how some of the other villagers treat them as well as them struggling through poverty hard to watch. I just want to take that bitchy Gretchen Fox by the neck, throttle her, and shove the clothes Alice made in her face, saying, "Enjoy what this beautiful woman has made for you with no complaints, and her full payment you owe her, you miserable cunt." They are such genuine characters who portray a heartfelt parent-child relationship, especially in the aftermath of a beloved family member's death. The scenes with them sliding down Pa's slide, singing together, Alice kissing Emmet goodnight after tucking him in, and their reactions to seeing each other in the talent competition highlight their loving familial relationship, while serving to further show audiences how important they are to each other. Essentially, entire world important. While Pa is not in the picture on account of, him kind of sort of being deep in the ground, dead and rotted by now, he still has a presence in the film as Emmet and Alice's inspiration to do the hard but right thing to enter the competition for each other, with them citing it as what he would have done, their musical talents and love for it, as well as their closeness. It seems clear that ever since he passed away, they keep his spirit alive through music, hard work, and putting each other first to honor his memory. It's an example where an off-screen death heavily drives the story and the characters' actions to achieve their goals. I must say, though, watching this in 2025 where a full bag of chips doesn't even cost less than $5 anymore, it is wild and unintentionally hilarious to hear these characters from a special released in 1977 talk about the value of money in this. $50 is considered a lot of money, even with them splitting it into a whopping $12.50, which is apparently enough in this time and universe to put down a down payment on a piano. $40 being out of Alice's price range, and 50 fucking cents being considered a great deal for child manual labor.
Old Lady Possum will give me 50 cents if I mend her fence.
50 cents? Good deal.
Wow, Wendell! If we split that, it should finally cover the price of that lemon taffy I've been wanting to try at the corner store. We could even get a gumball from the gumball machine with that.
I can't buy a piano for $12.50 anyway.
But I could finally upgrade my kitty-sized popcorn to a small next time I go to the cinema.
It's just insane to think about how much less things were then compared to now, or how the economy must work a whole lot differently in Frogtown Hollow for talking animals compared to people. It's nothing that affects anything, it's just funny.
Don't just stand around, boys. You got work to do.
Don't forget, I could be paying you 49 cents instead of 50, you little shitbags! The side characters are there to help move Emmet and Alice's story along, through being the ones to suggest they join the competition, helping them do so in forming the Jugband, and in the case of Emmet's friends, and in his case as well, giving some entertaining lines here and there. It is also nice to see that Emmet has some support in the form of the camaraderie he has with his friends during the hard times he and his ma go through, as is the case with Alice and her friendship with her neighbor, Hetty Muskrat.
Hetty, I can't possibly enter that contest.
You're right, Alice. Forget the whole thing.
Hetty Muskrat, you stop trying to sweet-talk me into this.
Oh no, dear, I was being completely serious. Nobody wants to see you perform in something inexpensive that doesn't make you look hot. I mean, come on. Likewise, the River Bottom gang serve as generic antagonistic bullies who provide an obstacle for Emmet and Alice. That's all they need to be, really. The side characters serve their purpose well without needing to be complex, as the focus in this 1 hour special is on Emmet and Alice Otter, who are the ones we are really supposed to love. The music is the heart of the special, with the songs written by songwriter Paul Williams ranging from feel-good, silly, reminiscent of old folk songs like The Bathing Suit Your Grandma Otter Wore, upbeat melodies like There Ain't No Hole in the Washtub, Barbecue, and Brothers, to beautiful, slow ones capturing the spirit of togetherness and love, such as Our World, the combination of that and Brothers, and the signature When the River Meets the Sea. My personal favorite is Hole in the Washtub, due to its catchy, cheery tune with a positive message about seeing the good side of things in hard times, with its title becoming relevant in irony to the special when Emmet must indeed put a hole in the washtub.
If your back is hurting, I can say for certain I'll be there to treat you to a soothing big rub.
When there ain't no hole in the washtub.
The special's main song, When the River Meets the Sea, is an iconic standout for a reason due to its lovely vocals courtesy of Emmet's performer, the legendary Jerry Nelson, who is the little guy performer of all time, and Marilyn Sokol, who voiced Alice while Frank Oz did the puppetry. Their voices are both soothing and beautiful, and harmonize flawlessly with each other's, creating a truly gorgeous song about love and existence.
We are born and born again, most gracefully.
Thus the winds of time shall take us with a sure and steady hand. When the river meets the sea.
songs Brothers and Our World are both about togetherness and understanding, even with their differences in rhythm and beat, with the former being foot-tapping and quick-paced, and the latter being a slow, peaceful tune. Despite these differences, they still manage to come together perfectly when Brothers adopts the slower pace, when Alice and the Jugband combine the songs into a piece that embodies the holiday spirit of love and being together, with Doc Bullfrog even stating that,
I thought you needed something a little extra, but it appears to me that what you needed was each other.
It even lands them a job at his diner, which is satisfying to see after watching them go through hardships to get there.
Hey!
Yes, I know when we tried the same thing late at night outside the pub, the cops were called on us and we were banned. It's a holiday special. Roll with it. Furthermore, it's a great choice to make the music itself connect to the story, with Pa's love for it being passed on to Alice and Emmet, with their own musical talents and love for it stemming from his being part of what inspires them to enter the talent contest. It's also implied singing helps keep his spirit alive through the special, as the segue into When the River Meets the Sea demonstrates, with it also being his favorite song. Even the gifts they wish to get each other are instruments to emphasize their love for music. The special's effects are still a treat to look at today, as is to be expected from Jim Henson, who pushed the boundaries of puppetry. It utilizes several methods in the craft, including hand muppets, marionettes, bunraku, and black theater techniques. The close shots use the traditional hand puppet method, while the characters are presented through marionettes for the wide and long angle shots. It was also one of the first Muppet specials to utilize radio-controlled puppet effects, designed by Faz Fazakis. The special features extensive platformed-up sets for the scenery of the town and riverbank, with great attention to detail put into them, and it shows. You could swear they used a real woodland area to film this with how elaborate the sets are. The special places you in a critter habitat in a similar vein to The Wind in the Willows, with how much effort went into these sets and backgrounds. Even the little extra puppets they use to create the wildlife environment. Look at those ducks on the river. Look at those birds in the sky. This beautiful sunset. It's just perfection. Puppetry itself is impressive as always, with the way the characters move and emote, looking like a nice and cute balance between real animals and the anthropomorphic ones they are. The long shots with marionettes make great use of both character animation and the sets, and the transition between them and the hand puppet shots are flawless. The scenes with Emmet and Alice rowing the boat on the water are especially impressive in both close and wide angle shots, and keep you wondering to this day how Jim and his crew did things like this. The use of the black theater techniques in the talent show is interestingly creative, with the various acts that are performed during it, which could only have given the puppeteers a variety of things to work with while shooting these scenes. The River Bottom Gang's performance alone is worth it for the fish tank effect, even with the deliberately edgy and in-your-face rhythm and lyrics one would expect from teenage rebellious delinquents. I mean, that had to have been why these grown adults going up to elders were cheering so hard at this "fuck the world, I do what I want, and fuck your shit up, try hard rock" act by a bunch of kids clearly going through their emo Hot Topic phase, right? Especially when juxtaposed against the lighter, heartfelt, somewhat vaudeville-inspired acts by other contestants that should be more to their and a professional judge's tastes, right? Honestly, though, if someone had an unbelievable puppet effects like that in their show, I'd get up and holler myself. The original airing had an intro, outro, and narration with Kermit the Frog, who presents the story. When Disney bought the Muppets and Kermit in 2004, his scenes were removed from the 2005 DVD release because, that's right, suckers, if no one messes with the mouse, no one except us can have the frog either. It doesn't affect the story, as he was only there to present it, but his scenes were quite charming, and it's kind of an unfortunate subtraction. However, in the 2018 Blu-ray and DVD, they reinstate his scenes, but not his narration. Again, not a huge problem, but takes a bit of the froggy charm away. Kermit, watch where you're riding that bicycle!
Hi-ho, this is Kermit the Frog, and I'm here to tell you the story about Emmet, Otter's...
A special theme that embodies the holiday spirit is family, love, giving, and togetherness, which is demonstrated in Emmet and Alice's determination to get each other a special gift, even taking drastic measures when it comes to important possessions of theirs to do so. They enter the competition, and in the end, neither win. Spoiler. Instead, Nightmare Ben does, which again must be due to this phenomenal fish tank effect and flashy lights. Both give it their all, but still lose. But despite all that, they aren't sad about it and are rather satisfied. They have lost something dear to them and gained nothing in return, but are reminded just how much they love each other through them putting the other before themselves and going to such lengths to show their love. I appreciate that there is no big event where they suddenly get a guitar or new piano or get the toolbox or washtub back. They are where they started at the beginning of the special, but with a new outlook on life and the holidays, with them having what they need the most, each other. It is a nice and too real message of sometimes things don't always go the way you want them to, no matter how hard you try. Sometimes even bullies or bad guys, as bad as you could call a group of troublesome teens anyway, come out on top. But when it comes to Christmas, it truly is the thought that counts despite it. Even so, the special ends with a beam of hope in Emmet, the Jugband, and Alice receiving a job at the diner, doing what they love in the form of singing and making folks happy, with the promise of making more than they do, indicating a bright future ahead for them, showing that with a little hard work and love, good things will eventually come your way, even when you least expect them. I didn't grow up with the special myself, but you don't need to have to enjoy it. I'm glad to have finally checked it out and got something akin to a nice slice of apple pie from it. It truly is a charming little treat that I'm glad I added to my edition of yearly holiday season watches, and would recommend giving it a watch yourself. The characters, songs, and heartfelt message and story will give most of all ages a cozy experience. No, Momo, I am not closing by singing in Critterese-ish. Okay, I guess that's a fair compromise. Though our minds be filled with questions, in our hearts we'll understand when the river meets the sea. Happy holidays, everybody. Right? Happy New Year, too. Now to close, please enjoy some of my favorite behind-the-scenes bloopers. God bless Frank and Jerry.
Who are they, Ma?
Beats me. Hooligans is what they are. Probably some of those river bottom boys.
Okay, one more time, please. Go back.
My God, it went right in the studio floor.
Guys.
Sweet Jesus.
We get hazard pay for this? I thought I was going to get hit that time.
More of an angle.